Good evening, students. So today we'll see the first part of the fifth module, that is nothing but event handling. So in this we are going to see what exactly the event handling is. Then we'll see the delegation event model, what exactly it is, what are the main components of it, and we'll see the detailed study of the components of the event delegation model. So first we'll see what exactly the event handling is. Event handling is fundamental to Java programming because it is integral to the creation of applets and other types of GUI based programs. So till now, that is from first module to fourth module, whatever we have developed the Java programs, those are standalone programs which can be run on any system. So in this fifth module, we are going to write such Java programs which will create you the graphical user interface where you can interact with some of the commands. That is, for example, how to include a button in the program, how to make use of a mouse in the program, like that. So for that, we use this event handling technique. So events are supported by a number of packages, including java.util, java.awt, AWT stands for Abstract Window Toolkit, and java.awt.event. So these are the three main packages we are using in every Java program so as to create the graphical user interface. So the way in which this event handling mechanism is handled in the Java, so based on that, there are two versions. We call it as the original version of a Java, which is nothing but 1.0 version, in which it provides you the support for event handling mechanism. But nowadays, whatever the new programs you write it to handle the event handling mechanism, those will not be run by the older version. That's why the modern version of a Java has been included. The version is a 1.1, in which all the old version programs as well as new version programs can be run to support this event handling mechanism. So next we'll see what exactly the delegation event model is. So this model defines standard and consistent mechanisms to generate and process events. Here the source generates an event and sends it to one or more listeners. The listener simply waits until it receives an event. Once it is obtained, it processes this event and returns. Listeners should register themselves with a source in order to receive an event notification. Notifications are sent only to the listeners that want to receive them. So here in this delegation event model, there are main three components we'll be using. One is a source, another is an event, and third one is a listener. So here the main job of the source is to generate the event, and once it is generated, it will be sent to the listener. But before sending the notification of the event to the listener has to register themselves with the source in order to receive the notification. So as I told, there are three main components of delegation event model. First one is the events, event sources, and event listeners. So we'll see in detail these three components. First, we'll see the events. So in the delegation model, an event is an object that describes a state change in a source. It can be generated as a consequence of a person interacting with the elements in a graphical user interface. For example, suppose on the web page, suppose there is a one button available, say OK, submit, etc. and you are pressing that button. That pressing a button is nothing but an event. Entering a character via the keyboard, suppose you are running a one project, and the very first form of the project, it asks you to enter the username and the password, where it is provided a one text box to enter the username and a password. So suppose the user go on typing the characters in that text field, then that is also called as an event. Then selecting an item in a list, clicking the mouse, these all are nothing but the events. Events may also occur that are not directly caused by the interaction with the user interface. For example, suppose you have set a timer and suppose the timer expires, then that also is called as a event. A counter exceeds a value, a software or a hardware failure occurs, or an operation is completed. So these all are nothing but the events. Then event sources. A source is an object which generates an event. This occurs when the internal state of the object changes in some way. Sources may generate more than one type of event. A source must register listeners in order for the listeners to receive notification about a specific type of event. Each type of event has its own registration method. So, suppose the event has to do the registration with the source, then it has the methods, and the method form is like this: public void add type listener el. So type is nothing but the name of the event you need to specify. El is the reference to the event listener. Then when an event occurs, all registered listeners are notified and receive a copy of the object, event object. So this is known as multicasting the event. Some sources may allow only one listener to register, and suppose if you want to go for only one listener to register, then it has a general form like this: public void add type listener throws too many listeners exception. So when such an event occurs, the registered listener is notified. This is known as unicasting the event. Means informing about the event either to multiple number of listeners or to a single listener. If you are informing it to the single listener, that process we call it as a unicasting, and if it is notified to multiple number of listeners, then it is called as a multicasting. A source must also provide a method that allows a listener to unregister an interest in a specific type of event. And for unregistration of the listener, we have a syntax like this: public void remove type listener el. Next comes to the event listeners. A listener is an object that is notified when an event occurs. So that there are two major requirements for the listener. The first one, it must have been registered with one or more sources to receive notification about specific types of events. It must implement methods to receive and process these notifications. The methods that receive and process events are defined in a set of interfaces which will be found in java.awt.event package. So next we'll see event classes. So what, as we have already studied, what exactly the event is: pressing a button or clicking a mouse or entering the characters via the keyboard. These all are the events. So there are predefined classes which we can use it in a program to make use of that event. At the root of the Java event class hierarchy, it's an event object which is available in java.util package. So this event object consists of two methods. One is a get source, which do not take any parameter but returns a type of object which returns the source of the event. Then another method is a toString, returns the string equivalent of the event. The class AWT event defined within the java.awt package is a subclass of event object. So first we have a superclass called as an event object. From that we have derived a subclass called as AWT event. So now it is a superclass either directly or indirectly of all AWT based events used by the delegation event model. So now we'll see what are the event classes available in this java.awt package which we can use it in a program. So here is a table. First we have is an action event. So this event is generated when a button is pressed, a list item is double clicked, or a menu item is selected. Adjustment event generated when a scroll bar is manipulated. Component event generated when a component is hidden or moved, resized, or becomes visible. Container event generated when a component is added to or removed from a container. Focus event generated when a component gains or loses keyboard focus. Input event, it's an abstract superclass for all component input event classes. Item event, when generated when a checkbox or a list item is clicked. It also occurs when a choice selection is made or a checkable menu item is selected or deselected. Key event, generated when the input is received from the keyboard. Mouse event, generated when the mouse is dragged, moved, clicked, pressed, or released. Also generated when the mouse enters or exits a component. Mouse wheel event, generated when the mouse wheel is moved. Text event, generated when the value of a text area or a text field is changed. Window event, generated when a window is activated, closed, deactivated, de-iconified, iconified, opened, or quit. So these are all the predefined classes of the event which are available in java.awt package. So if you want to make use of any one, we need to include that package in our program. So in detail, we'll see these classes. So first one, it's an action event class. It is generated when a button is pressed, a list item is double clicked, or a menu is selected. So this action event class defines 4 integer constants that can be used to identify any modifiers associated with an action event. That is alt mask, control mask, meta mask, shift mask. So there is an integer constant action perform which can be used to identify action events. Then it consists of 3 types of constructors. One takes 3 parameters, second takes 4 parameters, third takes 5 parameters. So first one is action event. Parameters are source, type, command. Action event, second constructor, source, type, command, and modifiers. Third one is a source, type, command, when, modifiers. So here source is nothing but a reference to the object that generated this event. Type, the type of event is specified. Command, it's a string. Then argument, modifiers indicates which modifier key, whether you want to make use of an alt key, control key, meta key, or a shift key, were pressed when an event was generated. The when parameter specifies when the event occurred. Then the methods which are available in this action event class. To get a command name for the invoking object, we have a get action command. Then get modifiers method returns a value that indicates which modifier key were pressed when the event was generated. Here is a syntax, int get modifiers. Then get when returns the time at which event took place. So this is called as events timestamp. So next one, the next class which we have is an adjustment event class. It is generated by a scroll bar. There are 5 types of adjustment events. So there is an integer constant adjustment value change that indicates that a change has occurred. Adjustment event class defines integer constants that can be used to identify them. So there are 5 types. First one is a block increment, decrement, block increment, track, unit decrement, unit increment. Block decrement means the user clicked inside the scroll bar to decrease its value. Block increment, the user clicked inside the scroll bar to increase its value. Track, the slider was dragged. Unit decrement, the button at the end of the scroll bar was clicked to decrease its value. Unit increment, the button at the end of the scroll bar was clicked to increase its value. Then the constructors and some of the methods available in adjustment event class are adjustment event takes 4 parameters. First one is a source, ID, type and data. Source is the reference to the object that generated this event. ID specifies the event. Type of the adjustment is specified by type and its associated data is data. Then the methods, get adjustable method returns the object that generated the event. Get adjustment type. The type of adjustment event may be obtained by using this method. It returns one of the constants defined by adjustment event. Then get value. The amount of the adjustment can be obtained by get value method. Then the third class which we have, it's a component event class, is generated when the size, position or visibility of a component is changed. There are 4 types of component events, and these 4 types are going to define by using integer constants: component hidden, component moved, component resized, component shown. Component hidden is nothing but component was hidden, moved means was moved, resized and becomes visible. Then it has a constructor component event which takes 2 parameters. One is a source, which is a reference to the object that generated this event, and the type of the event is specified by type. Component event is the superclass either directly or indirectly of the container event, focus event, key event, mouse event and window event. The get component method returns the component that generated the event, and the syntax is like this. Next one is a container event class. A container event is generated when a component is added to or removed from a container. There are 2 types of container events. Container event class defines integer constants that can be used to identify the container events. One is component added, another is component removed. The methods container event, as it's a subclass of a component event and has the constructor which takes 3 parameters. One is a source, a reference to the container that generated this event, type, the type of the event is specified by the type, and the component that has been added to or removed from the container is comp. Then the methods which are available in this container event class are get container. If you want to obtain a reference to the container that has generated this event, you can make use of this method. Another is a get child method which returns a reference to the component that was added to or removed from the container. Next one is a focus event class. A focus event is generated when a component gains or loses input focus. These events are identified by the integer constant focus gained, focus lost. The methods which are included here are, so there are 3 types of constructors we can use in this focus event class. First constructor takes 2 parameters. One is a source and a type. Focus event second constructor takes 3 types of parameters: source, type and temporary flag. Third takes 4 parameters: source, type, temporary flag and other. Where source is a reference to the component that generated this method, the type of the event is specified by the type. The argument temporary flag is set to true if the focus event is temporary, otherwise it is set to false. The other components involved in the focus change, called as opposite component, is passed in other. Then the methods which are included in this focus event class are get opposite component. If you want to determine the other components which are included, then you can make use of this get opposite component. Is temporary method indicates if this focus change is temporary or permanent. The method returns true if the change is temporary, otherwise it returns the false. Next one is the input event class. The abstract class input event is a subclass of a component event, and it is the superclass of the component event input events. Its subclasses are key event and mouse event. The input event class defined the following 8 values to represent the modifiers: alt mask, alt graph mask, button 1 mask, button 2 mask, button 3 mask, control mask, meta mask, shift mask. Because of possible conflicts between the modifiers used by the keyboard events and mouse events and other issues, the following extended modifier values were added: alt down mask, meta down mask, button 3 down mask, button 1 down mask, button 2 down mask, alt graph down mask, shift down mask, control down mask. So the methods which are available in this input class are is alt down, is alt graph down, is control down, is meta down, is shift down. To test if a modifier was pressed at the time an event is generated, you can make use of these following methods. Then you can obtain a value that contains all of the original modifier flags by calling the get modifiers method. You can obtain the extended modifiers by calling get modifiers x by using the following syntax: int get modifier x with no parameters. Next is the item event class. An item event is generated when a checkbox or a list item is clicked or when a checkable menu is selected or deselected. There are two types of item events which are identified by the following integer constants. One is a deselected, another is a selected. In addition, item event defines one integer constant, item state changed, that signifies a change of state. Then it has a constructor which takes 4 parameters: source, type, entry, and state, where source is a reference to the component that generated this event. The type of the event is specified by the type. The specific item that generated the item event is passed in entry, and the current state of that item is stored in state. The get item method can be used to obtain a reference to the item that generated an event. Its signature is like this: object get item. The get item selectable method can be used to obtain a reference to the item selectable object that generated an event. So its syntax is like this: get state change method returns the state change that is selected or deselected for the event. Next one is a key event class. A key event is generated when the keyboard input occurs. There are 3 types of key events which are identified by the 3 integer constants: key pressed, key released, key typed. There are many other integer constants that are defined by key event. For example, vk_0 through vk_9 and vk_a through vk_z, which defines the ASCII equivalents of the numbers and the letters. Then we have vk_alt, write, page down, page up, cancel, control, left, enter, shift, escape, up, like that. Key event is a subclass of an input event. So the constructor which we can use here, it's a key event which takes 6 parameters. First one is a source, which is a reference to the component that generated the event. Type of the event is specified by the type. The system time at which the key was pressed is passed in when. The modifier argument indicates which modifiers were pressed when this key event occur. The virtual key code such as vk_up, vk_a and so forth is passed in code. The character equivalent is passed in ch. If no valid character exists, then ch contains character undefined. For key typed event, code will contain vk_undefined. Then the methods: get keychar, which returns the character that was entered; get key code, which returns the key code. Next one is a mouse event class. There are 8 types of mouse events which are defined by using the integer constants to identify them: mouse clicked, the user clicked the mouse, then it is identified by this integer constant: mouse clicked, mouse dragged, mouse entered, mouse exited, mouse moved, mouse pressed, mouse released, mouse wheel. Then mouse event is a subclass of an input event. So the constructor which we'll be using over here, it's a mouse event. The first parameter is a source, which is a reference to the component that generated the event. Second is the type of the event is specified. Next is along the system time at which the mouse event occurred is passed in when. Modifier arguments indicates which modifier were pressed when a mouse event occurred. The coordinates of the mouse are passed in X and Y. The click count is passed in clicks, and triggers pop-up flag indicates if this event causes a pop-up menu to appear on this platform. Two commonly used methods in this class are getX and getY. These will return you the X and Y coordinates of the mouse within the component when the event occurred. Then you can use the getPoint method to obtain the coordinates of the mouse. So point, getPoint. It returns a point object that contains X and Y coordinates in its integer members. Then translatePoint method changes the location of the event. The arguments are X and Y, which are added to the coordinates of the event. Then getClickCount method obtains the number of mouse clicks for this event. Its signature is getClickCount. isPopUpTrigger method tests if this event causes a pop-up menu to appear on this platform. Boolean isPopUpTrigger. It is then also available is the getButton method. It returns a value that represents the button that caused the event. The return value will be one of the constants defined by mouse event: no button, button 1, button 2, button 3. Then Java Standard Edition 6 added 3 methods to mouse event that obtain the coordinates of the mouse relative to the screen rather than the component. They are getLocation on screen, getX on screen, getY on screen. GetLocation on screen method returns a point object that contains both X and Y coordinate. Other two will returns the indicated coordinates. Next one is a mouse wheel event class. Mouse wheel event class encapsulates a mouse wheel event. It is a subclass of a mouse event. Mouse wheel are used for scrolling, which defines two integer constants: wheel blocks scroll, a page up or a page down scroll event occurred. Wheel unit scroll, a line up or a line down scroll event occurred. Then the constructor which will be used here is mouse wheel event. The first parameter is a source, a reference to the object that generated the event. The type of the event is specified by the second parameter type. The system time at which the mouse event occurred is passed in when. The modifiers argument indicates which modifiers were pressed when the event occurred. The coordinates of the mouse are passed in X and Y. The number of clicks the wheel has rotated is passed in clicks. Triggers pop-up flag indicates if this event causes a pop-up menu to appear on this platform. Then the scroll how value must be either wheel unit scroll or wheel block scroll. The number of units to scroll is passed in amount. The count parameter indicates the number of rotational units that the wheel moved. Then to obtain the number of rotational units, we can make use of a get wheel rotation. It returns the number of rotational units. If the value is a positive, the wheel moved clockwise direction. If the value is a negative, then the wheel moved. If the value is a positive, the wheel moved counterclockwise. And if the value is a negative, then the wheel moved clockwise. Then to obtain the type of scroll, we can make use of a get scroll type. It returns either wheel unit scroll or a block scroll. If the scroll type is a unit scroll, you can obtain the number of units to scroll by calling the get scroll amount. Then the text event class, these are generated by text fields and text areas when characters are entered by a user or a program. It defines the integer constant text value changed. The constructor of this class is a text event which takes two parameters. First one is a source, a reference to the object that generated this event, and the second one is a type of the type which specifies the type of event. Next one, it's a window event class. There are 10 types of window events. The window event class define integer constants that can be used to identify them, like window activated, window closed, window closing, window deactivated, window de-iconified, window gained focus, window iconified, window lost focus, window opened, window state changed. Window event is a subclass of a component event. It defines several constructors. Out of that, one is a window event, takes two parameters. First one is a source, which is a reference to the object that generated this event, and other is a type which specifies the type of event. Then other three types of constructors specify the parameters as other, then from state to to state, and combined with this. The other specifies the opposite window when a focus or a activation event occurs. From state specifies the prior state of the window. To state specifies the new state that the window will have when a window state change occurs. A commonly used methods in this class is getWindow, which returns the window object that generated the event. Window event also defines methods that returns the opposite window when a focus or activation event has occurred, the previous window state and the current window state by using the methods getOpposite window, getOldState, getNewState. So these are what the events which may occur in the program, and these are the predefined classes. So in the next video, we'll see sources of events.